This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, a local woman looks at the positives after a racist encounter with a North Otago retailer. A community organisation phases out the use of plastic bags as it does its bit for the environment. And fashion lovers are in for a real treat as a sweet wearable art show unwraps its creations. Good evening, Dunedin. I'm Rebecca Dupree. A Dunedin woman is still reeling after a trip to an Oamaru op shop turned sour. She alleges a staff member falsely accused her children of shoplifting before making a racist remark. And she wants her experience to help serve as a reminder for people to practice tolerance.
F off, back to India. That's the alleged comment made by an Oamaru shopkeeper to a Dunedin woman in her store. Zara Mohammed was visiting the Oamaru charity shop last week when one of her children told her the shopkeeper was being mean.
Is everything okay? And she's like, yeah, but the ladies keep telling me to go back to your mum and to put things down. I said, are you touching things you shouldn't be? And she said, no, I'm just touching toys.
Mohammed was with two other adults at the time who were all keeping an eye on the two children. Despite that, she says the kids were accused of shoplifting by the staff member. And
the lady quickly got very upset and very defensive, and she said, your children were stealing. She said they were taking toy cars from the basket and sticking them in their pockets and trying to run away.
Mohammed says she was shocked by the allegation, especially as her and her family have been avid second-hand shoppers for a long time. She says she noted that her children's clothing didn't have pockets that day. After a discussion and the shopkeeper viewing security footage, Mohammed offered to pay for any damages.
Kind of just got really flustered and upset, and she said, F off back to India. Get out of here. We don't want your sort in here anyways. And I was really calm until that point. And actually, it kind of made me not even angry. I think I was, it kind of made me shake. I was more in shock. And that's probably when I kind of raised my voice and said, wait a second. I said, I'm not Indian. I said, I'm Canadian. I'm just as European as you are.
Attempts by 39 Dunedin News to contact the woman involved at the Oamaru charity shop have been unsuccessful. Mohammed says the family left the shop when the staff member threatened to phone the police. She hopes her experience will remind people that wearing a hijab is exactly the same as a nun wearing a habit and shouldn't be used as a way to stereotype a person. Daryl Baser, 39 Dunedin News.
Much needed repairs to a building on the First Church site will close Burlington Street tomorrow morning. Church spokesperson Reverend Tokoro Joseph says the work will see the guttering of Burns Hall cleaned out to help stop heavy rain spilling over. A contractor is expected to be on site for around 3 hours in order to complete the maintenance. The road is set to reopen at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. A local community organisation is doing its bit to improve the environment. Pregnancy Help Dunedin has begun phasing out its use of plastic bags in favour of reusable ones, and the practice is already proving popular.
Taking environmental responsibility to the next level, staff at Pregnancy Help Dunedin have started using reusable bags instead of traditional plastic ones. The organisation provides used baby clothes to those who need them, and manager Chris Otley thought it was time to expand its sustainable practices even further.
It's been something we've been thinking of for a wee while, and we've always thought it's been a bit too hard. We're very much about caring for families, and we also want to care for the environment as well. So we become increasingly aware of how our use of plastic bags isn't such a good environmental practice, whereas our support of reusing items is really brilliant, environmental practice.
The organisation sought out sponsorship from the Foodstuffs Community Foundation to help supply them with some bags. The call was answered by Mosgiel New World after the owner saw a Facebook post about the initiative.
What we got was 500 reusable bags to use, which has been absolutely brilliant. So it's enabled us to adopt a new strategy where if we have reusable bags available, we'll use them in preference to plastic.
Otley says the transition is going well, with clients happily accepting the change. She says any effort, however big or small, can help reduce the substantial number of plastic bags ending up in landfill.
1.6 billion plastic bags are used in New Zealand a year, or that was last year or something like that, and that's a huge amount, obviously, when it's a non-renewable resource. And we contribute to that if we're just providing items in plastic bags rather than the reusable.
Ideally, Otley would like to see the bags reused or returned in order to get the most use out of each one. She says it's likely the organisation will seek further sponsorship for additional bags in the future to keep up with demand. Ruby McAndrew, 39, Dunedin News.
Dunedin police were called to a domestic incident in Melbourne Street late last night. Sergeant Nathan White says a woman called them to say her partner was going to drive drunk. When police arrived, a 28-year-old woman was behind the wheel of her car and her partner was on the bonnet. White says the 28-year-old drove off and her girlfriend fell off the car and is believed to have suffered bruising. The 28-year-old is due to appear in court this week. Just over $12,000 has been raised for a local charity thanks to an annual fashion show. The Cadbury Couture wearable art event attracted hundreds of spectators to the Dunedin Town Hall last night, and it proved to be a visual feast rather than a literal one.
A fashion show with a twist. The Dunedin Town Hall is playing host to the annual Cadbury Couture fashion show as part of the city's chocolate carnival. Event manager Kylie Rufiu Karawana says the event is about focusing on creativity within fashion, with this year's theme celebrating national fashions at play. But while the emphasis is on fun, it takes plenty of preparation to get the looks sorted.
That process starts in May, so it's a couple of months before the actual event, and they don't have a lot of time. It sounds like 2 months, they've got plenty of time to put things together. It's really not when they have to start from scratch and start thinking about the theme.
The designers not only got the chance to show off their hard work on the runway, they also helped contribute to a worthy cause, with the money raised from the fashion show going to the Otago Youth Adventure Trust.
We've chosen this charity because it resonates with our sporting theme. They're a charity that does so much for our youth in our communities. They put together the programs and maintain the facilities of the camps that all of the schools in Dunedin use. So I think it was just an appropriate and worthwhile charity, and I know that quite often they are always looking for help.
Kathleen Ring took out the top spot with her entry titled Little Indian. While it wasn't her first time taking part in the couture show, she says she was intimidated by the level of competition this time around.
My husband sent me a text before the judging and he's like, "Are you going to do it next year?" I said, "No, I think I'll give next year a miss," because I was a bit disappointed, but now I'm not disappointed obviously, so maybe, I think definitely probably try again next year.
It took a team of over 30 people 2 days to prepare for the event, which overall brought in just over $12,500. Jack Conroy, 39 Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News, is our underperforming winter set to continue? And we're on the streets to see how often you speak our Indigenous language.
Hi kids, if you'd like to enter a competition and win a trip for you and 2 friends from home to school in a fire truck, see the competition details below.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell menswear, it fits.
Wooltech have the experience and the expertise to supply a wide range of high-quality New Zealand-made products and can manufacture customised products to meet your individual requirements. Wooltech, great people, great products, great service.
Thinking of services for older people, think Enliven. Enliven is a service philosophy where people come first. Enliven is about choice, activity, relationships, respect and security. You can enliven your health, your friendships, your life, no matter what your age. For more information, go to psotago.org.nz or call 4777 115. Come one, come all to the Lana Castle Winter Ball. Traditional dancing, dining and fun to be had. Dress up in your Victorian costume and experience the glamour of yesteryear and witness the address of the haggis. Friday 22nd of July, get in fast as tickets are limited. Call 476 1616 or go online to www.lanarkcastle.co.nz. Mobility Solution Centre Dunedin provides products to improve your independence, comfort and safety. Contact the team at 4777 195 or visit mobilitysolutioncentre.co.nz.
You can make a difference for the SPCA this Cupcake Day. It's the sweetest way to help animals in need. For more details, go to spcacupcakeday.co.nz.
And mums and dads, we've got a great competition for you too. You can win a fire extinguisher and a fire blanket for your home. Just see the details below.
Welcome back. The city's bid to host matches in next year's Rugby League World Cup has been unsuccessful. The bidding process was a competitive one, with the tournament spread across New Zealand, Australia and Papua New Guinea. Dunedin Venues and the City Council submitted a joint bid earlier this year, but missed out to Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch and Hamilton. And while disappointed in the outcome, Enterprise Dunedin Director John Christie says the city was not able to secure the level of matches that would provide the best return. The 2017 event will see 7 matches hosted in New Zealand, with the final in Australia. And on that note, let's take a look at today's financials. The NZX 50 has closed the day up 18 points, it's now at 7,173. The ASX 200 in Australia is up 28 points. And to the exchange rates, and the Kiwi dollar is up against all the currencies we follow. Warmer than average temperatures and a lack of rainfall are making for a mild winter so far in Dunedin. The conditions have not allowed snow to settle, as is typical at this time of year, and local weather forecaster Dave Stewart joins us now to discuss the situation. Hi Dave. Why have we had such dry weather lately, with the exception of today, of course?
With the exception. Well, it's been wet and dry. Last month was particularly wet, but I think we forget the lousy stuff pretty quickly. But we are about 15% below average for the city for the last 6 months for rain. So we've had quite a few dry months, and this month so far has been very dry because we had a series of anticyclones that were keeping all the weather north of us. So North Island was getting plenty of rain and we were basking in sunshine. So it's been lovely. It's one of those situations where the El Nino is finished, the La Nina is apparently going to kick in, and as one of the weather forecasters said, anything can happen after the El Nino is finished. So anything has happened. We've had a milder than average winter, and it's lovely, and let's enjoy it while we can. And let's not subscribe to this this stupid theory that says that it's global warming jumping in now, because we're about 2 degrees above average for the winter so far, and that is not global warming. That is a weather pattern. It's nothing to do with global warming. It's just bollocks. So we will stick with it
Bollocks.
being an unusual weather pattern.
That's a good word, isn't it? Now, can we, I mean, you said anything goes. Can we expect this milder, drier weather to continue?
I think we can hope, but the pattern has changed about a week ago. The pattern started to change, and people will have noticed that it's a lot windier, it's a lot colder, and we're getting these strong winds and showers coming through, just like we had about an hour ago when that front came through and hammered us with wind and rain. But it's going to clear reasonably quickly by the looks of it, and that's the pattern that we're in. So probably not a huge amount of rain with it, but certainly windy and a lot colder. As soon as we get the southerly or southwesterly winds, it's colder. While we had the anticyclones, we were mainly getting northerly quarter winds, and they're always warmer.
Any forecast of snow coming up?
The snow likely on Friday night to about 400 metres, which is still above halfway bush, Rockville, probably above the top of the motorway if it comes down to 400 metres. But certainly snow inland. Ski fields should get a decent top up from it.
What is a La Nina? What can we expect from that, should it arrive ever?
Well, La Nina, it brings us a lot more northeasterlies. Usually brings dry weather down here, fine weather, sunny, droughts on the east coast, tropical cyclones to the North Island, hooray, and quite pleasant down here. But you generally get dry in the west and in the east, not particularly wet, and so you don't know what you're going to get with a La Nina, just like you don't with an El Nino. All you know is a trend, and the El Nino didn't live up to the usual trend in this last one. So it's open a bag and just pluck whatever's in there seems to come out. So
Is there an expected landfall date for this La Nina? Summertime?
Maybe September, October. So yes, we could have a nice summer if it's a La Nina, but the farmers won't be too impressed.
They won't be, and then the nor'easter is a little bit frustrating. How are the farmers getting on?
Right now the farmers are probably reasonably happy because it hasn't been particularly wet, and so the ground is relatively dry. There isn't a sea of mud everywhere. We haven't had the frost, so they haven't had that much mud to deal with either. But they really do need some decent rain in August so that the ground is moist and ready to go when and if the weather warms up in time for grass to start growing again.
We've had a wee bit of a pour this afternoon. It was quite wintry. Any more of that stuff apart from Friday night? Are we likely to get a few more of these quick southerly changes coming through?
Yes, very likely. I don't think we can live in this artificial world for too much longer with the warmer temperatures. I think sooner or later the cold, harsh reality of winter is going to set in and the frosts will come and so on. Whether we'll get any snow this year or not, I don't know. I think we had more than an average last year. I think we had 7 or 8 snowfalls last year, so it wouldn't matter if we didn't get any this year. For those who don't like the chaos in the city, I quite like it because I don't have to come down when it snows.
I quite enjoy the old southerly blast as well.
Yeah, it's good fun.
And it's unique.
Yes.
It's unique.
Even I get
keeps
out
the
on
Aucklanders away.
Even I get out on a sledge and have a bit of a sledge on the snow. It's a good fun.
Excellent.
Never too old.
No, you're quite right. You're never too adult for that sort of carry on. Dave Stewart from Rain Effects Limited, thanks so much for your time.
My pleasure.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, we get your thoughts on a call for us all to speak more Māori, and we'll take a look at tomorrow's weather.
Help delay the signs of ageing with Collagen Plus from Silberhorn. Collagen Plus helps supplement your body's own natural production of collagen, giving you firmer, healthier, younger looking skin, shinier, healthier hair and stronger nails. It's restoring your beauty from within, and it's great value. 3-month supply, that's 180 capsules, is just $98. We'll pay the courier charge to you, and we'll give you a luxurious face cream as well. Beauty from the inside and the outside. Give us a call today, 0800 502 402.
We're a 25 Moreau Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile. and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
You can make a difference for the SPCA this Cupcake Day. It's the sweetest way to help animals in need. For more details, go to spcacupcakeday.co.nz.
Come one, come all to the Lana Castle Winter Ball. Traditional dancing, dining and fun to be had. Dress up in your Victorian costume and experience the glamour of yesteryear and witness the address of the haggis. Friday 22nd of July, get in fast as tickets are limited. Call 4761616 or go online to www.lanarkcastle.co.nz.
Driving Miss Daisy is a safe, friendly and reliable companion driving service.
Hello Jean, where are we off to today?
We form genuine friendships with our clients and help them to remain independent. Thousands of Driving Miss Daisy clients and their families love our caring, affordable service. Call us today for a quote on 0800 948 432 or visit drivingmissdaisy.co.nz. Driving Miss Daisy, for the gift of independence.
Mobility Solution Centre Dunedin provides products to improve your independence, comfort and safety. Contact the team at 4777 195 or visit mobilitysolutioncentre.co.nz.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
And mums and dads, we've got a great competition for you too. You can win a fire extinguisher and a fire blanket for your home. Just see the details below.
Welcome back. Dunedin-born rower Alistair Bond is the latest call-up for the New Zealand rowing team heading to Rio. The 26-year-old is the younger brother of Olympic gold medalist Hamish Bond, who's also part of the 36-strong team. Hamish will compete in the men's coxless pairs, while Alistair will be in the lightweight men's coxless fours. It's the first time a New Zealand lightweight four has qualified in the Olympic event. The younger Bond has been rowing for more than 10 years and says he probably would not have taken up the sport if it wasn't for his brother. A local academic is calling on residents to use Te Reo Māori more frequently. It comes as the University of Otago's Maori Language Week winds down for another year. And with that in mind, our Word on the Street team asked the public whether they use Te Reo often.
As often as I can. Yeah, I use it at home with the kids, I use it at work with my colleagues, I use it texting my mates. I wish I knew more.
When I was younger at primary school we did use it. I guess it was part of the curriculum at home and not now. I don't really utilise it much in my life.
No, possibly. Yeah, possibly. It's getting around to it, isn't it?
A little bit at work, a little bit at home. My daughter studies at Bayfield and she's done it for the last 2 terms, so we kind of obliged to. It's quite good. And it's good to have the eyes open to it.
think the young ones would that are still learning it at school. I think it's great. I was in a shop just recently, just today, and heard somebody speaking in Maori, which is quite cool. Yeah, yes, no. I know a little bit, but not very much.
I'm an American, but it's interesting because I'm actually here as a guest of the Maori Studies program, so I'm very much in favor of the celebration of the Maori language.
I use Te Reo Maori quite often by accident because it's entrenched in my vocabulary, and it's also part of my responsibility to use it because I'm the great, I think it's that many greats, granddaughter of the chieftainess of Otago at the time of colonisation, or around that time, after her brother was killed. So yes, I use Te Reo Maori in a lot of different situations, including work, which is strange for my workmates because I now live in Melbourne.
A little bit, because I did an early childhood degree and I learnt it through that, but I don't use a lot of it in everyday language. But yes, I do. I can speak a little bit.
At school.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. A local woman is reeling after a negative experience with an Oamaru shopkeeper in which she alleges she was told to go back to India. Staff at Pregnancy Help Dunedin are phasing out the use of plastic bags in an effort to reduce the number of bags ending up in the landfill. And bright, bold fashion creations have hit the runway for the annual Cabri Couture Wearable Art Show at the Dunedin Town Hall. Well, it's time now to find out what's going to be in Thursday's Otago Daily Times, and Craig Page joins us once again. Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, we've got a positive follow-up to a story we ran in April about some research going on by the university to try and prevent sand dune erosion in John Wilson Drive. They'd carved out various holes within the dunes to try and encourage wind to funnel and sand to be pushed back towards the road. Only halfway through at the moment, but it looks like it's having some sort of impact, and while they said it may not be the full answer to all the problems, it could give the dunes a couple more years than they had initially anticipated. So we'll have more on that as the research develops.
That's great news.
It is. Of course, the Battle of the Port Chalmers geese as well. It's been a bit of a saga in recent weeks. Council has confirmed that they've killed 10 geese there. The problem was there was only 8 to start with, and now there's still 2 left. So it looks like there's a colony out at Broad Beach, Back Beach, that have been making their way up, and they've been getting destroyed as well. Residents in the area are pretty angry about it all, suggesting maybe dogs should be allowed back on the rugby ground back there to try and drive the geese away. So can't win, I don't think. It's one of those. And a bit of a surprise visit to Dunedin yesterday with basketball great Yao Ming in the city. He's played 500 NBA games for the Houston Rockets, and he's easily recognisable because he's 7'5" tall. He appeared down at the railway station taking some photos on a New Zealand holiday with family, and popped in on his way to Christchurch. So he sort of attracted quite a few viewers, you can imagine.
Craig, I just wanted to add that our director currently is losing control of herself. She didn't realise that fella was there. She loves that guy.
Oh, he is amazing. Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of noise in my ear right now. Please carry on.
Oh, that was it from me.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, that's jam-packed tomorrow's ODT. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you.
Time now for local weather.
This 39 Dunedin News weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorn's Emu Oil.
And here is our city view. It's taken of a monument at Queen's Gardens, well and truly before the rain hit this afternoon. Around the city at 3 o'clock today, 15 degrees for the central city, 13 at the Gardens and 17 for the Tyree. And the southwest flow will ease with a milder westerly flow blowing over the country from Friday. Tomorrow mostly fine with westerlies for Invercargill, Gore and Te Anau, fine in Alexandra, westerlies there and a high of 9. And fine weather with westerlies for Queenstown, Oamaru, Wanaka and Twizel. Showers tonight, but they will clear with a low of 3, becoming fine and sunny tomorrow with west to southwest winds. Frosts possible in sheltered places, a high of 9 degrees. And high cloud increasing on Friday with northerlies freshening and 13. To the Otago pallet fires, tidal and fishing information. Low tide tomorrow morning is at 11:15. High tide follows at 10 to 5. And fishing conditions look good tomorrow, especially around 20 to 2. And that's local news for Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.